Hey, this is Rene, welcome back to another video on this channel, and today I want to show you a really quick program, or I want to show you a quick programming tutorial how to trade manually in the MetaTrader 5 tester. So normally you cannot place any manual trades in the tester. You cannot right click the chart and say buy limit, buy stop, whatever. You cannot use the one-click trading like you could do it here in the normal chart. So in the tester you need a program for this, or you need some programming code for this, and this is what I want to show you in this video. So you can see here this is a backtest, so I can speed it up, I can slow it down, and also I can click this button here, this buy button, to place a manual buy order. And you can place buy orders, you can place sell orders. I will show you how to close these orders also in the tester, everything manually using custom buttons. So if you're interested in learning how to do this, it is really easy, then just watch this video. So let me close the tester and let me jump right back to the MetaTrader 5. So in the MetaTrader 5, it should look like this for you. You can go to Tools and then MetaQuotes Language Editor. This will open the programming environment that you can use to create custom expert advisors or automated programs in the MetaTrader 5. And this is what I want to do. So in the very left corner, in the upper left corner, you can click on New Expert Advisor, and we can click on Next, and then we say manual testing trader. Yeah, you can choose whatever name you like, and then you click on Next, Next, and Finish. And this will create a brand new Expert Advisor for you. This Expert Advisor has three basic functions: the on init, the on dnit, and the on tick, and it has some of these gray lines. Gray lines are always comments. They do not affect the program at all. They are just a information for the programmer. So I will quickly delete these lines to make the code a little bit shorter and easier to have a quick overview. Then in the very top we have three properties. Oh, also what I just did is rearranging these curly brackets. This also does not have any impact on the program. It's just the programming style that I like to use, or the formatting style of my code. Then we have these three properties. These three properties, again, they do not have any impact on the program, so we can delete it. Also, these functions, yeah, we will not need all of them, but let me explain really quickly what they do. We have three functions: the on init, the on dnit, and the on tick. They are so-called event handling functions. So if we now click on compile here at the very top of our program, we now took this source code and compiled it to a working program already. So in your MetaTrader 5, you should be able to find the program in your navigator. If you do not see the navigator, click on View Navigator. In the navigator, you will find the Expert Advisors folder, and there you should find the program that you just created. For me, it's Manual Testing Trader. So I can drag and drop it on any chart that I like, and I can click on OK. Now this program is running on this specific chart, and it will trigger these three functions whenever there's a specific event in this specific chart. So when the program is initialized, for example, when I activate it, so this already happened, or when I change the time frame or something, it will call the on init function automatically. Also, if I deactivate it, so if I would remove it from the chart, it would automatically call the on dnit function for this specific program that is running on this chart. And then we have the third function, which is usually the most important one, is the on tick function. So whenever there is a tick in the chart, it will trigger this function. So this is all you need to know for this short tutorial. So these functions are event handling functions, and they are called by the MetaTrader if an expert advisor is currently running in a chart. So if you want to have more in-depth knowledge about this and all the other stuff that you need to know about programming in the MetaTrader 5, check out the first link in the video description and you will find a complete programming course. But in this video, we will just quickly jump into the programming of this button that we can then use for manual trading in the tester. So to create a button, the easiest way to do so is to use a include file, and you can find it in the include folder in the navigator of the Meta editor, and here you will find the chart controls and the button. So what we need here is we have to write this hashtag include, and then we have to provide the path to this button.mqh file in these spiky brackets. So what we do is we go to the controls folder, then we go to the that's it pretty much. And then we say button.mqh and we close these spiky brackets. If we compile this, you can see there's no error, everything's fine, and we have now access to this button.mqh file. Again, if you want to learn how this works, check out the course. And then now, since we did this, we can create C button object variables. So I will create a button for buy orders. Also, I want to create a button for sell orders. And I want to create a button for, that will close all the open positions. So now we have these 3 buttons as a global variable for program. So if I compile this, everything works, but in the chart, there are still no buttons. This is because we have to create these buttons. And since we only have to create them once, it makes sense to do this in the onInit function. So what we do here is we say button buy, then we have this dot operator that works for any object variable that has accessible members. And here we can now say button buy, and then we say create, because we want to create this button, obviously. Then we provide the chart ID where we want to create this button. This is 0 in this case, to use the chart where the EA is attached to. Then, as a second parameter, we have the name for the button. And what I would do is I would define this name always as a definition for this program, pretty much. So what we say here is we say button by name, or name. It doesn't really matter. This is button by name. This is the name of our definition. And then we have the name for the button, which will be just button by. Since we will need this later on for the sell and the close button, we will just quickly create the definitions here. Button sell and button close. So now, instead of providing the button name here like this, I can go ahead and just choose to provide this definition. I can say button by name, and the program will, I think in the moment of the compilation, it will exchange this definition name with the value that this definition has. So it will be button by after compilation. And this makes sense because we will use this name later on multiple times, and by using this definition you can make sure that you do not have a typo or anything later on. So now we have to provide the sub window. The sub window is 0 here in this case. If we would have some indicator windows, it could be something else, but we do not, so we just provide 0 as a sub window. And now we have to provide the coordinates for the button where we want to see it. So what we can do here is we can say 50, 50, and something like 200 and 100. Something like this. This, or maybe not 100, but 80. So this will create the button in the upper left corner, which is always the base corner. And let me compile this so we can see this. So here did not really work. Button is in the upper left side. So this is, let me quickly say in the onInit, button by destroy, and we provide the reason here. So if we do this, it should hopefully, now it works. So what we can see here is this button is now created in the chart. So you can see it here, and we can already press it. Whoa, what's going on here? Not really what I wanted. God. Okay, there it is. There's the button, and it is located 50 pixels to the right, which is the X parameter, 50 pixels down, which is the Y parameter, which I added here. So it's 50, 50. And then the second X coordinate is 200 pixels to the right. So this is 200 pixels. So this is 50, this is 200, and this is 80. So you can see by providing these 4 points, we can define where exactly the button should be located in the chart. So of course, we will do the same thing for the sell button. Just create the sell button, everything's the same except for the name and the location. So it's still 50 to the right, but here we want to have 80 or let's say 81 as a Y parameter, 200 can be the same, and then again the height should be 30 pixels, so we will have to go with 111, I guess. And then we have the close button, and we want to create it at in this chart also, so 50. Then we have 112, I think, and we have 142. I hope that I didn't mess it up, but we should see 3 buttons in the chart now. Okay, we see 2 buttons, so I messed it up. Actually, what did I mess up here? Not really sure. Y coordinate is correct. Yeah, maybe we can also what we want to do is button sell, destroy, reason. So if we change the time frame or if we remove the program from the chart, we can make sure that all the buttons are deleted. So if I, yeah, let me just check which buttons we see in the chart and which one are still missing. So we can also say button by text to change the text in the button. And here we can see, we can say buy, for example. And here we can say button sell, text. And here we will say sell, sell. Also we can say button close. And here we want to say the text should be close. So if I compile this, we should now see which button is still missing. So the close button is missing. But yeah, so far so good. So now you can also change the color if you want to, or the background color. So let's change the background color to color, I think green would be great for the buy button. And we can also change the color of the text, which could be color white. And we can also do this for the sell and the close button. So button sell and button sell. Button close, like this. So the background color is, or the color of the text is always white, but the color for the text, for the background should be red, and let's say, I don't know, black maybe for the closing button. So you can see now these buttons look different, and still the close button is not there. What we can do is here is chart redraw. Maybe this will make sure that the button is always there at the right location. Yeah, maybe this fixed it. And okay, so it's not really a bug, but maybe it's a problem because I'm programming on a weekend here. But yeah, so now you can see we now have these buttons. Also, you can change all kind of stuff. You can say, for example, the font or the font size should be different, but I do not want to get into detail here with formatting these buttons. This is what you can do on your own. Now I want to show you how these buttons work in the strategy tester. So you can see these buttons can be clicked now. So they can be moved to an active or a deactive state. So what we can do here is we can make sure that whenever a button is pressed, it will open an order. Because right now, if we have a look at the strategy tester, and you can open it by clicking on View Strategy Tester. So if you open the strategy tester and if you go to visualize and then you choose the program that you just created here, which is the manual testing trader for me, and then you choose any chart, any time frame, doesn't really matter, and click on start in the lower right corner, it will run a test with this program. And you will see we now have these 3 buttons in the chart, and I can click them, but nothing's really happening. And this is a big problem. So what we have to do is, in our onTick function, we will have to check if one of these buttons is clicked, and then we will have to take action. So what we want to do here is we want to say in the onTick function, if, and this is a so-called control structure, which we can use to check a specific condition. And our condition is if button buy and then we say pressed, which is a function that will give us the state of the button. If it is pressed, the pressed will return true, and if it's not pressed, it will return false. So we will just check if the button is pressed, and in this case, we want to open a buy order. We want to send a buy order. To send a order, the easiest way is to use the trade or the CTrade class. So we will have to include another file here to have access to this CTrade class. So now, since I included this trade.mqh file like this, I can now create a object variable, which I just name trade of type CTrade. And here in the onTick function, I will now say trade buy. And this will give us the option to open a buy position with let's say 0.1 lots. And then after doing this, I want to make sure that the button is or will return back to a unpressed state. So I will have to update the button state here by saying pressed should be false. Also, I can also have a print statement here, so I know what's going on. So we can say something like buy button was pressed, something like this, and then we can have the same block for the sell button. So we say button sell pressed, and then we say sell button was pressed. And then here we want to say we want to sell instead of buying, and we want to deactivate the sell button. And here we have the same thing for the close button, but button close. But instead of buying or selling, we want to have a loop to close all the open positions. So what we want to do here is for int I is equal to positions total minus 1. I is greater or equal 0, I minus minus. This is a so-called for loop, which is another control structure, and we can use this to loop through all the open trades. This is something I explained multiple times on this channel already, so just check out the other programming tutorials to learn about this. Also, if you want to learn this in a structured way, again, check out the course in the video description. But here what we want to do is we want to get the order ticket or the position ticket of the position at index I, and then we want to say trade position close, and then we just use this position ticket here. And this should be it. So if we do it like this, this is the code that we now have here, roughly 60 lines of code. And if we start the program again now, you should see, or we should see that we are now able to actually trade. So what we can do here is we can slow this down, we can press buy, and you can see it will press a buy order. We can press buy again, it will press open another buy order. We can press sell, it will open a sell order. We can press close, it should close all the positions. So let's sell, let's buy, let's sell, 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 sell. So you can see this kind of works. So yeah, this is actually how you can use buttons, custom buttons, to trade manually in the strategy tester. So what we can do here is we can also make like, or we can make actual profits and generate actual profits and losses. So you can really like trade using these buttons. So for example, here we have a profit. So let me close this, and we generated the profit in the tester. So you can use this to like check your manual trading maybe. Maybe you can just go to a time like back to the 2000 year, and then you just trade your manual strategy using these buttons to figure out if it would have worked since 2000. So this is, I think, a great way to use manual trading in the strategy tester. Also, you can, of course, do all kind of stuff. So you could change the lot size here to 0.5 lots. You could say, you could say you want 0.5 lots. You want to trade with a stop loss and a TP. So you can say you want to trade, for example, you want to have symbol info double, symbol ask. You want to have a TP which is 100 points, like this. Then you can do this. Oh, this is the stop loss. Wait. We want to have a TP which is 100 points, then you can do it like this. Or if you want to do the same thing pretty much for the sell orders, then you can, of course, also add the code here where you open a sell position. Here you should use the bid price, which is the relevant price for opening sell positions. And then if we compile this and if we run it in the tester again, we can now see that we will open 0.5 lots for buy positions, like we see here. And we also have a TP, so positions are closed automatically. Also, we can do this for sell positions, and you can see this was closed in the TP also really quickly. So you can see this is great for manual trading in the tester, and I hope that you were able to follow me along in this video. Yeah, you can see programming is really strong and can be really beneficial in the MetaTrader 5. If you want to learn more, check out the link in the video description, and if you want to see more programming tutorials like this or different programming tutorials, let me know in the comment section below. Anyways, hope this was helpful. Thanks for watching. Have a great time and good trades. Bye bye.